The room with no door. Megan had just moved into her new apartment, a cozy unit on the top floor of an old brick building. It was cheap, quiet, and conveniently located. Everything she could have hoped for. The landlord had warned her that the building was quirky, with a few oddities in its design, but Megan wasn't deterred. At around 2 a.m., Megan woke up to a faint tapping noise. At first, she thought it was coming from the tap, tap, tap. She stood in the darkness, staring at the wall. Her heart raced, but the sound stopped. After a few moments of silence, she convinced herself it had been her imagination and went back to bed. The next morning, Megan noticed something new, a faint, almost imperceptible crack running vertically down the center of the blank wall. She ran her fingers over it. The wallpaper felt loose, as if something was beneath it. Curiosity got the better of her. She grabbed a utility knife and carefully peeled back a section of the wallpaper. Beneath it was a door with no handle. Her stomach churned. Why would someone cover up a door, and why didn't it have a handle? That night, the tapping returned, louder this time. It was rhythmic, deliberate, and unmistakably coming from the door. Megan sat frozen on her couch, staring at the hidden door as the noise continued. Tap, tap, tap. "Hello?" she finally called out, her voice trembling. The tapping stopped, and then, faintly, a voice whispered, "Let me out." Megan's blood ran cold. She backed away from the wall, her breath quick and shallow. The whisper came again, louder this time. "Let me out." Terrified, she grabbed her phone and called the landlord. He arrived 20 minutes later, groggy and annoyed but concerned when Megan told him about the door. "You weren't supposed to touch that wall," he said, his face pale. "Why is there a door there?" Megan demanded. The landlord hesitated. "This building, it's old. That door has been sealed for decades. There's nothing on the other side anymore. It's just a wall." "Then why am I hearing noises?" The landlord didn't answer. Instead, he insisted on resealing the wallpaper himself and left without another word. But that night, the tapping didn't just return. It escalated. The door began to rattle, the whispers turning into guttural pleas. "Let me out. Let me out!" Megan covered her ears, tears streaming down her face. The entire wall shook, the crack growing wider. She could see shadows moving behind it, their shapes unnatural and jerky. And then, with a deafening crash, the door burst open. The last thing Megan saw was a figure stepping out of the darkness, its limbs too long, its face a void of blackness. Her screams echoed through the building, but no one came to help. The next day, the landlord found her apartment empty, the door resealed, and the wallpaper perfectly intact. Megan's belongings were gone, and the tapping had begun again.